There are 4 dueling opponents in the new bookend tournament in the Iki Island DLC for Ghosts of Tsushima that can be quite challenging to take out. So in this video we will be sharing tips on how to beat them for very cool and unique rewards. So if you at any point found these tips helpful, then totally leave a like on the video to show your support. And let's go. Maybe you already found this tournament in Fune's Refuge, one of the hub areas of course on Iki Island. One of the main missions in the DLC will also end right before this dueling ring. So then you will already see the opponents and likely talk with them to start a fight. And then it will be telling you how to easily beat every single one of them, with timestamps for every enemy. So if you are stuck at one opponent, they can skip ahead in the video bar, although I think it will be interesting to go over the rewards first. So from completing the quest to winning all the 4 duels, you get 3 silk and a sword kit that is inspired by the wooden swords you use in the arena. Only now it's something to hold your real katana in. I thought it looked pretty awesome. You also unlock a brand new red dye vendor after winning the tournament. His location will immediately be pinned on the map and it's actually the final opponent of the arena. So as a reward for beating him, you get to pick 1 item from his shop for free. I would go for one of the new masks as they are the most expensive, because after getting the free reward, you have to buy the other items with flowers, including another sword kit. They are all really nice, so make sure you got enough flowers. Although you first have to of course beat every opponent, and Dennis will now be sharing tips on how to take out each enemy. So if you are having trouble with one specific one, again the timestamps are in the video bar.
Thanks Jordan. So first things first, the bookend tournament has you face an opponent in one-on-one combat, and as soon as you enter the arena you can see the score marks on the top of the screen. Because instead of it being a duel, you just need to get 5 hits in on your opponent before they manage to hit you 5 times. Now that sounds simple enough, but each opponent also has a specific tactic you can exploit in order to make the duel even easier. At first you can find 3 opponents sitting around the ring and you can challenge them in any order you wish. The 4th only unlocks after defeating the other 3, so we'll worry about him later. Let's start with the easiest one out of the 3, Kai. Now he brags about how he killed another man with a wooden sword, but he's not half as dangerous as he sounds. Just wait for him to charge towards you and dodge out of the way of his unblockable attack, then counter with a strike of your own. Then you create some distance between you and him so he charges you again, you counter with a dodge, and you rinse and repeat that until you've hit him 5 times. The only thing you really need to be aware of is that he sometimes is able to follow up with a second unblockable attack after the charge, so keep paying attention to his movement so you can dodge the second strike too. And then after defeating Kai, we move on to our next opponent, the monk Owan. Owen is a perfect example of what I said earlier, as I found him to be really challenging until I figured out how to counter his technique. Owen mixes his sword strikes up with kicks and punches, and the best way to defeat him is to fight fire with fire, or in this case, kicks with kicks. Switch to the moon stance and wait for him to attack. He always opens with 2 kicks and then an unblockable sword strike, so block the kicks and dodge out of the way of his unblockable attack, then break his defense with a heavy attack and hit him with your sword. Important to note is that a kick does not count as a hit, neither for you or Owen, so it's just his unblockable sword attacks that you need to be careful of. Our 3rd opponent, Take, is the most challenging one so far, and we are going to have to rely on some perfectly timed parries to take her out. Her moveset is very similar to the Straw Hat Ronin from the main game, so use your knowledge of their moveset to predict what Take is going to do. At first you can wait for her to attack you and then counter after you've hit her with a parry, but after getting 3 hits in she will stay on the defensive and wait for you to attack instead. The trick here is to bait her into attacking you, which is the easy part. Just hit her with heavy sword strikes until you are about to stagger her. She will always dodge the attack that would stagger her and then immediately follow up with a counter attack, which you then need to parry in order to get a hit in on her. Get 2 hits in with this trick and then it's on to the final opponent. After defeating your first 3 opponents, you are immediately approached by Sao, who challenges you as the 4th and final duelist. Sao has some unique tricks up his sleeve, but once you figure out his pattern, he's actually not too difficult. His main thing is that he will try to stun you with a variety of tricks to get a free hit in, so there are certain moves that you need to dodge or else you're giving him a free point. His opening move is always a low spin that throws up dirt, hurt, but a simple back or side dodge, so by pressing the dodge button once, is always enough to dodge it. Then, one of two things can happen. Either he follows up with a blockable sword strike, which you can either block or parry to get a hit in on him. But be careful, because sometimes he will pull a flask from his back to throw at you, which will stun you if it hits. If he does this, roll away, so press dodge twice from this one and wait for his follow-up attack, which is blockable, so you can use that one to set up for your own counter. And then after getting 3 hits in, he gains one new move, which is an unblockable sword strike after his first low spin, which can catch you off guard if you're expecting the blockable attack. All in all, if you know how to counter all of his moves, the only trick to this fight is watching him closely and responding in time to his movements. And there you go, that is how you win the Bokken tournament and unlock the Crimson Dye Merchant in the Iki Island DLC. Subscribe to miss nothing, and if you want, you can check our previous Ghosts of Tsushima video where we tell you all about that amazing new monkey armor that you can also find on Iki Island. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!